Yo, what is happening? My name is Apton and welcome to this third episode of the Steam series. In the last episode we got a bunch of spookwood, which we're actually gonna have to move over to Jab's base because we need to clear this plot for the building that we're gonna be building in this episode. Jab's base is getting rather full, it looks like. So with the spookwood cleared off of my base, we are going to keep the sawmill system around for a little bit longer because we need to get a bunch of materials to build. So that is the first task of this episode. First of all, we're gonna need a bunch of money, so we're gonna grab some frostwood real quick. So we're gonna need to grab some dynamite to blow up the boulders. So we can grab some ice wood. Take them back to our base, get them sawmilled, and sell them. There we go, we've got about 50k from that load, but I think we're gonna need a little bit more because we're trying to buy some blue spruce wood, since that wood you can only get during the winter event in Lumber Tycoon 2, and we don't want to have to wait until blue spruce starts spawning, so we're going to have to buy some for this build specifically, and then I think we're probably going to still stock up on a bunch of blue spruce once it actually starts spawning, just because it's super nice to have around, and also if we don't end up using it, we can always sell it for a lot. We're gonna go grab some more ice wood. Alright, so after that we got 148,000 lumber bucks, which I think is going to be enough to afford a little bit of blue spruce. It is a pretty pricey wood, but I think we'll have enough for the foundation of the shop that we're going to be building. So now I think we're pretty much done with ice wood, at least done enough that we don't really need this shabby sawmill for the smaller pieces. So we're going to get rid of this system right here just to make a little bit of extra space. So now we have a bit of a more simplified version of the sawmill system, and we're going to use this to stock up on a bunch of building materials. By the way, you might have noticed that I'm wearing some brand new Steam series themed hats on my Roblox character. If you guys are enjoying the series so far and you want to support it, you can pick up some of these Steam series UGCs in my merch game, link in the description, and deck out your character. So now I'm gonna have to expand my land so we can afford a little bit more space for the sawmill system and eventually the shop that we're going to be building in its place. So I'm going to buy this plot of land right here. That's going to be 3,000 lumber bucks. So that's pretty cheap, but it does go up by 3,000 lumber bucks extra each time we want to expand our land more. So as you guys can see, that's 6,000 lumber bucks, and it just gets more and more expensive as we keep going. So we're just going to expand it by 1 for now, and really 99% of the shop can fit on this. There are just some little bits that are going to stick out a little bit further than this, but this will be sufficient for now. And Jeb's gonna head and set up a little bit of an improved system for collecting a bunch of wood. So the main woods that we're gonna need for this build are obviously blue spruce, but we're gonna have to buy that. So first of all, we're gonna go grab a bunch of pine wood, oak wood, walnut wood, and cherry wood. Starting off with some pine wood, we need to find a tree that has relatively few segments. I think this one over here looks pretty good. The less branches that it has on it, the less work it's going to take them all off. We need to chop all of these off. I'm just gonna set this in the footwell, and if I open the doors and then close them, it should get kind of wedged in there. Then we can take this whole thing back. And yeah, that thing is super secure on there. Jab. Careful, careful, dude. I don't think that's gonna work, Jab. You're kind of blocking my way. Oh, that didn't work very well, did it? Just gonna kind of squeeze by here. There we go. Expert pro driving. All right, let's get this back to the base. All right, that's gonna be enough pine wood for sure. So we're gonna move on to some cherry wood. All right, that's gonna be enough. Let's get this into the sawmill. All right, we got a bunch of cherry wood. We're definitely gonna need a lot of oak wood now, which luckily is super easy to get. Okay, that should be enough oak wood. Bro, it's all falling out. All right, let's get this back to the base. And we actually got a YouTube member in the server. They are going to sell us some blue spruce, which is going to be super handy. Now let's get this into the sawmill. These conveyors have gone completely stationary. I think it's because of that base over there. But yeah, we got a truckload of blue spruce over here. This is probably going to be enough for what we need. And it's not a full truckload, which is intentional because I don't want to spend all of my money on a truckload of blue spruce, so I'm thinking like 80k for this. So I'm gonna send over 80,000 lumber bucks. Yeah, that is pretty much a little bit over half of my money. So yeah, this better be enough. Bro, this truck is literally just going a little bit crazy. I am not comfortable with the wood being in this crazy truck. Wait, bro, this log is welded to the truck. I can literally pick up the truck with this log. Uh-oh. Do you think that'll fix itself when I when I cut it in half? I bet. All right, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Oh man, this takes forever. Jab. That's perfectly normal. I'm just gonna continue chopping. There you go. Okay, jab. There we go. Alright, yeah, that looks unwelded now. Yeah, alright. It's free! Now, jab, you can flip over the truck again. Oh god. Bro, it's not letting me out of the truck. I don't like the lag. I've been enjoying having a very small base because of that. Thanks for the blue spruce, tiger guy. And once that base unloads, we should be back to having no lag in the server here in a second. Yay, the conveyors are working again. Yay, look at how fast they're going all of a sudden. They were stationary before. All right, let's get some of these blue spruce pieces through the sawmill because we are going to be using these for building. So we need to resize them. Bro, what? What was that? All right, that is all of the blue spruce processed out. Now we're gonna need a bunch of walnut wood. So we're gonna have to lower the bridge down. Bro, Jeb, you can go around if you want. There you go. Bro, don't. That's not what I meant. Bro, what are you doing? Bro, why did you run me off the road? What was that for? What did I do to you? All right, Jeb's gonna get that walnut tree. I'm gonna go look for another one over here probably. There's a decent one over here. Let's chop it down. Okay, my truck is pretty full. Jeb's also got a truck pretty full of walnut wood. Of course, the bridge goes down right as I get to it. Yeah, let's get this back to the base, sawmill it up, and I think we might actually be ready to start building after this. Now, chopping all of this wood up has shown us that we definitely need a better axe than the silver axe. And while we could go get rookery axes, I figured, you know what, we have enough money to just go grab some mini axes. And I think we're also going to want some gingerbread axes because we are going to be using walnut and koa a lot in this series. So we're going to get both of those. So we've got another member of the channel who's going to sell us some axes. Oh no, am I trapped in here? I think I'm trapped in here. I'm trapped on your base, bro. Uh-oh. Oh god, I'm messing things up now. Bro, I'm literally trapped in this guy's base. This glitch is so annoying. Alright, we need to get those axes, but I can't get over there. Oh, wait, what? Okay, it just stopped happening. Alright, awesome. So we're gonna get all of these axes. I figured we should also get some refined axes because these are gonna be really helpful while building, because this is the fastest axe on pretty much all sawmilled wood. So I'm gonna pay 60k for this. I think that's a good price. So there you go, 60K. Let's go ahead and get our axes. And yeah, now we are all kitted out with some of the best axes in the game. So let's test out this gingerbread axe, and man, that absolutely slices through compared to this this silver axe. This thing is so slow comparatively. The gingerbread axe is extra fast on walnut and koa wood, so that is going to be super nice to have. And then we have this refined axe, which is going to pretty much one chop or two chop any wood that we have that's already sawmilled. So yeah, this thing is gonna be so nice for building. So now we gotta clear all of this wood out of the way so that we can start building the foundation. There we go, we've moved all of that stuff over. Now Jab is going to steal my trucks, he said. I don't know what that means. I assume he's gonna move my spawners over to his base just so that we have more room. And of course, in order to start building, we're gonna need some blueprints, because I don't really want to build this all out of tiny floors. That would take forever and we'd use all of our wood. So we're gonna need a little bit more than just a tiny floor in our blueprint book. Jab's also gonna need a bunch of blueprints, so I'm gonna send him over a little bit of money. There you go, there's about half of my money. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the blueprints that I know I'm gonna need. Large floor for sure. Smooth wall, skinny smooth wall. We're also gonna need some corrugated walls. Take a short smooth wall and a skinny short smooth wall. And I'm sure a post will also come in handy for sure. And then of course I think I'm definitely gonna need a 1/2x1 wedge. I tend to use those a lot. Maybe a 1/1x1 and 1/1 as well. And I think that's gonna be all that I'm going to get for now, and I'll just buy more as needed. Now Jab's gonna go get his blueprints and I'm gonna start building. So for the base of the building, kind of like the OG Let's Play series, I'm going to build kind of like a sidewalk. So I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit worried about things starting to despawn, because you can only have a certain amount of blueprints on your base at one time. And also, I don't want wood accidentally filling any of these blueprints, so I'm gonna start filling these with pine wood. And in case you're wondering how I'm able to fill all of these in with a single unit of wood, it's because I have the powers, or rather the Golden Blueprints Game Pass, which allows you to fill any blueprint with a single unit of wood. I'm definitely really glad that we got this refined axe before we started, because this is making things go really fast. Jab. Anyways, I've gone ahead and filled all of that. Now I'm gonna extend this back by an extra 3. And I think we're gonna have to move this sawmill system over, because we need to place a platform right here. So with all of that out of the way, I'm just gonna add this extra little section. Now I'm gonna go out 6 studs. So that's 4 right there, 5 and 6. And I'm just gonna place down some corrugated walls. Then we're just gonna place some more corrugated walls around. It looks like I'm gonna need to extend this a little bit more as well. And that's gonna be 3 corrugated walls long. Gonna place a corner smooth wall right there. And then a corrugated wall there, I guess. We're gonna extend that by an extra 6 studs. And we're gonna go back the other way. Alright, now it's time to once again move all of this stuff out of the way so we can continue. I don't know what we're gonna do about this system. It's just so in the way at this point. Okay, I think we're gonna just hide it underneath the building for now. So we're gonna put all of the conveyors and everything in that little space, because this is just the basement of the building pretty much. And now we just need to connect this side back to that side over there with corrugated walls. And there we go. Now we have the outline for the foundation of the building. I'm gonna smooth out some of these corners. Now we're gonna take some smooth walls and make this foundation overhang quite a bit. And we're gonna do that all the way around so that it's overhanging by 2 studs on every edge. And there we go, we've got a bit of a ledge on this foundation. It is looking a little bit strange, so we are going to add a few supports. For that, I'm just going to place a bunch of 1/1 wedges all the way across the top, making sure to leave a 2 stud gap on each side. And I might move these around a little bit as we get going, but Jab, could you give me plot shift? Basically, Jab's going to make sure that I don't have the place or move structures permission, but that I definitely have the destroy objects permission, and that's going to allow me to place things on his base without them actually placing on his base. They'll still be on my base, but they'll disappear on my screen, so I could place things inside of them, and then once I reload, everything will pop back to where it was. So I'm gonna place this over on his base. It's a very small base, so it's a little bit difficult, but as you guys can see, that didn't place on his base, and it didn't place on mine. It's just gone. This way I can place some wedges on here, although I'm actually gonna have to go buy them real quick. So I'm gonna need these 2 wedges. My money is going down so fast. I'm at 989 lumber bucks, and Jab is completely broke. That blue spruce was expensive. But yeah, now I'm gonna place those wedges right here, and those are going to be inside of the corrugated walls, and that will just help us achieve the effect we're going for, because if you actually place a wedge against a corrugated wall, as you guys can see, it leaves this gap. So placing a larger wedge inside of the corrugated walls is going to allow us to remove that gap. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And now I'm going to place 2/3x1 wedges all the way across. And that goes perfectly to the edge. So now I'm going to destroy every other one. And honestly, I don't think plot shifting those 1/1 wedges was entirely necessary. So we might have to rescue some of those. Now I'm going to essentially do that for every side. Now I want to quickly add a little staircase right here. Looks like Jab actually already had those blueprints in his blueprint book, so I can just place them down. These are just the regular stairs. And with that staircase in, I think it is now time to reload so that we can see all of these, but we definitely need to get all of this onto the base before we reload. So let's go ahead and get all of this back onto the base so we don't lose it all, because if we reloaded right now, we would lose all of the wood that's not quite on the base. Okay, I think we got all of the wood sufficiently onto the base. There is a little bit of a border around the base that items will still save within, so I think that should be sufficient. I'm gonna get this truck onto the base, and I'm gonna reload. Alright, I've reloaded, and that is what the foundation looks like with everything unplot shifted. Very clean. I love that. I'm gonna set up a work light so we can see what we're doing a little bit better. And Jab's actually got all of the items over here, and we gotta get those from here over to the basement, which actually I think it might be easiest if I just plot shift everything out of the way real quick. That way I have a little spot that I can drive through to get the items in. And there we go. Okay, Jab just went ahead and respawned that truck. I'm gonna get this truck placed a little bit better. Alright, Jab, you can go ahead and respawn the little truck as well now. Now I'm gonna get the spook wood under there as well. And I don't want to spend the extra money to respawn that, so I'm just gonna rotate it out of the way. There we go. Let's do one more truck. And now with all of that moved under the foundation of the shop, everything's all clear. So now we can move our sawmill system over to Jab's base. Oh, I just realized I have plot shift. Jab, could you remove plot shift? There goes the sawmill. I think Jab's gonna have to grab that. I'll just get all of these conveyors over there. And there we go. Now we have a sawmill over on Jab's base, so we can get more wood once we need more. So with that all set up, I'm going to just reload one more time, get all of this back into place. And now I'm gonna place down the floor of the shop. Okay, I've gotten to the point where I need a few more wedges, so I'm gonna need 1/3 wedge and a 4/4x1 wedge. Add those to my collection, and let's continue building. And now that we've got the floor done, it is now... Jab, what are you doing in the floor? It is now time. I think we're gonna need some gold wood for some details. So we're gonna go up and grab some gold wood. So we need to go up to the volcano, and we need to be very careful in here because we don't want to die with all of those axes that we've just bought because we are so incredibly broke. Luckily, goldwood sells for quite a bit, so if we manage to get goldwood, we will be able to sell it for quite a bit. I just got hit by a boulder. Oh man, alright, we're fine, we're fine. It's really hard to see, it is so foggy in here. Alright, let's just go up here, and we have made it, it looks like. Oh, Jab, do not Do not hit me off. All right, we need to go down this way. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I just fell down. All right, well, Jab needs to lower the bridge. Hopefully I can get out of the way. When he lowers the bridge, basically he's just going to use the blueprint glitch to rotate it kind of like that and get it to go down with his truck. Okay, here it goes. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Had to get out of the way in time, but we did get the bridge down, which is good news. I need to get all the way back up though, and Jab's just waiting there patiently, which is actually surprising. I was fully expecting him to be at the swamp by now. Hello, Jab, what's up? All right, let's make our way over to the swamp. Wait, Jab, are you telling me you forgot your axes? How do you even forget your axes? What do you mean by that? Oh, Jeb's gonna take the shortcut. Oh, you're smart. All right, well, I'm just gonna drive all the way around. Hello, Jeb, don't crash into me. All right, let's go through this tunnel. And we have made it to the swamp. Let's grab a bunch of gold wood. Jeb, did you really forget your axe? What axe do you want? You could choose between the gingerbread axe and the silver axe. Which one do you think is faster? No, you can't have my mini axe. I need that one. All right, I'll give you my silver axe. Oh, you have to pick up glitch. No, he can't pick up the axe because the game glitched. Oh, come on. Okay, so I guess Jab just can't chop. I mean, you can try that. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working very well, Jab, now does it? Yeah, I don't really know what we could do for you. You know what? I'll just chop down the trees and you can just or you can leave, I guess. All right, let's get all of this gold wood back to our base real quick. All right, we are back. I'm gonna have to sawmill this on Jeb's base because we moved the whole system over to his base. Jeb, why? Bro, what was that for? I don't know what that was about. Jeb, you got some dynamite, I guess, probably with the help of selling some oak trees so you could afford it. Okay, this is our stash of gold wood. I don't think we're gonna need that much for building, so I'm going to get some of it into the wood drop-off because we are so broke. I'm gonna sell all of this. We'll make a little bit more money. Oh, it's all going to Jab. All right, Jab told me to go up to the taiga biome. Looks like he's got the boulders down. Are we gonna go grab some frostwood, I assume? Bro. Oh, I landed it. Bro, why are you trying to crash into my truck? Not cool. All right, I'm gonna leave my truck here. Jab, I need in your truck. Stop moving, Jab. All right, let's go grab some frostwood finally. Jab, that's not the road. Jab. Oh, Jab, you're gonna go full speed ahead? Nope. That didn't work very well. I was trying to full speed the challenge bridge. All right, second try. A little bit faster. Ooh. Oh, you almost made it. That was actually impressive for a second. All right, third try. Come on, Jab. I could do a much better job than you, Jab. Trust. No, you're not supposed to actually let me do this. Don't worry, it's gonna go perfectly fine. All right, let me get my blueprint out just in case, even though I won't need it. All right, full speed. I'm not allowed to release W. Keep going. Oh. Bro, you were literally just gonna kick me from your truck. I don't like you having the truck. You're just being mean. Bro, what was that? What was that, Jeb? We're not even on the bridge. Full speed backwards? Nope, that didn't work. Okay, full speed ahead. Jab, I think it might be time to just go a regular speed. Just speed it up in the editing. All right. Wow, that was so impressive. You were going twice the speed. All right, let's grab some frostwood finally. This time we have many axes, which is gonna make things a lot faster. Bro, jab, 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 jab. Do not ditch me this time. No, jab! Alright, let's get all this back to the base. Jab! You alright? Bro just got sent flying, bro. Oh no, don't do this. Not now. Whatever, I can just chop him up now that we're out of the snow. Alright, I got all of those trees chopped up. Get those all through the sawmill. Okay, now we need to get all of this into the truck somehow. This is gonna take quite a while. Alright, we are not nearly as broke now, which is great news. That'll just help us, because we were struggling to even respawn trucks before. But yeah, that will pretty much have to do it for this episode of the Steam series. We have managed to build a pretty great foundation for the Steam shop. Under the floor, we've got all of our items nicely tucked away for when we are ready to start selling them. We've stocked up on a ton of building materials that will really help for the next episode when we actually build the shop. Quick reminder to pick up the Steam series merch. Link in the description. It is super awesome. And yeah, a huge shout out to the members of the channel for supporting the videos and everything I do. If you want to support what I do, you can become a member. Just press the join button next to the subscribe button to become a member today. But yeah, that will pretty much do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Steam series once it's out. See ya!